you know, our birth name, this is something that has been given to us, and the name is such a big identity of who we are, and I just kind of wanted to create a new identity for myself. So I thought about it, and I figured that I was going to let it evolve like a Pokemon, and so Oscar became LASKAAR, and it's just something I gave to myself.
Give it one more try. Don't let yourself down now.
When I was younger, I was trying to do so many things to please other people and trying to get what I want to get through pleasing other people. At some point, I realized it doesn't work like that because you don't really make other people happy and not yourself.
9 and 9 overtime. Got to still meditate and grind, cause ain't nobody gonna do for me what I can. I may not be there yet, but I'll be closer today, closer than yesterday. Motherfuckers got a lot to say, but never big enough to say right in my face.
One of the first people that inspired me to make music and sing was when I saw Lauryn Hill sing at the movie Sister Act, and she sang Joyful, Joyful, and I remembered I was absolutely mesmerized. It was like something super magical to me that I had never heard or felt before, and I think that was one of the first times I realized, wow, this is really special, and I also want to express myself in this way.
Don't let yourself down now. You gotta fight just like a samurai. You ain't giving up now. You made it too far to quit, now give it one more try. Don't let yourself down.
I don't know, I just try to follow my heart and my intuition when it comes to lyrics, when it comes to sounds, and I don't want to put myself in a box. And I feel like so many things in the world and in the industry, they want to put you in a box, and I just don't feel like, because I don't feel like I don't fit in there. So I'm doing what I want.
The success, the less I stress, the more I get, the more I give, the less.
My cultural upbringing definitely made a big impact on me, because even though I was growing up in Switzerland, my parents were forcing me to speak in Spanish at home. They were like, no, vamos a hablar en español. And it was like, and we listened to a lot of flamenco. So I definitely like those oriental melodies and runs. This is something that I always implemented into my music. So, and I don't know, just generally being open-minded and having like that Spanish passion, I think that's definitely something that my parents and my culture gave to me. And so that's also why I decided to write Traición and put out music in Spanish, because I just reconnected with my roots, as tacky as it sounds, but this is how it was.
On my plate of sushi, you see the biggest enemy, got me down on my knees, but there's a voice that's telling me, you ain't giving up now, you made it too far to quit, now give it one more try.
It's absolutely different to write in Spanish or to write in English, and the thing is that when I write in Spanish, it takes me like triple as long, because I just grew up speaking mostly German, and just with my parents at home I was speaking Spanish. So my vocabulary is not as expansive in Spanish, so I have to really sit down and think about it and, you know, look up some words, and yeah, it takes just longer. ¿Qué podemos esperar de LASKAAR? Pues definitivamente voy a seguir a escribir en español. De hecho, estoy trabajando ahora mismo en una EP en español y nada, creo que voy a hacer lo mismo que he estado haciendo hasta ahora, meter esos ritmos, esas melodías que yo tengo. Habrá un par de elementos trap, pero no es solo trap, sino también como mucho soul, mucho R&B, mucho sonido electrónico, y nada, lo demás, pues sorpresa.
No sé cómo salir, dime de lo que va, dime de lo que va. Pensé lo nuestro era real, no era nada real. Tú te querías aprovechar, solo aprovechar. Yo no pensaba que la persona que yo...
Sometimes I write in this order that something happens to me and then I write in a therapeutic way about it, but sometimes I just have to put it aside and work on something else, or work on melodies, or work on beats. And just when the moment is right, let it flow. But yeah, honestly, it's always different. Sometimes I also have a melody that comes to me. Sometimes I have chords. Sometimes I have a word that inspires me. Actually, when I wrote Traición, I only had the word. A friend of mine told me about the word Traición, and I was like, oh, this inspires me. And also with something that happened a couple of months before. So I kind of put that together, and just the word alone inspired me.
No me dices lo que tú me prometiste, si ahora lo puedo ver.
It's important to me that I express myself like sonically and visually, because that just creates the whole image, the whole thing about the music, because there's so many different facets of music. Like some people listen to the rhythm, others listen to melody, or they're moved by melody. Other people are really, they're resonating with the lyrics, and other people resonate with things visually. So I feel like I'm just trying for myself to do something that is like organic and that it just matches. So that's why I've been like trying to do that, you know, and working with people that inspire me. Well, some of the artists I've collaborated with visually were people like Patsuro, actually somebody I discovered on Instagram, or Andrew Thomas Huang, who collaborated with Bjork on her last cover. So, you know, I always look for people that have a visual language that I feel like resonates with what I do, and then I just send them a DM. I mean, it's definitely important what kind of message you put out as a musician, because you reach a lot of people. At the same time, I don't think it's my responsibility, because everybody's responsible for their own life. So you cannot look at musicians for them to be like your savior. But for me, it's definitely important that just as a human being, not even as a musician, that I just live my truth, and I just, you know, share that with everybody around me. And so I think it's not even something you should do as a musician. I think everybody should just do that. And absolutely, it's super important.
Don't know how to explain this molecular love. Understanding so deep without using a word.
Everything that we can perceive with the eye, we shouldn't take it too serious. It's beautiful, but we should always try to look behind it. What's the message behind the fashion? What's the message behind a visual, you know? So it's definitely important, but I always try to see and look at things with my heart.
Give me your lust, give me your pain.
So one of the examples would be like from a video, Never Met You. I'm actually tied to my friend, performance artist Favela Punk, and we're like tied in bondage. And this was like something we used to express how you're bonded to another person and you just cannot let go of them, or you cannot forget about them. So this was a way of expressing that, you know. That's just one example of how fashion can be a powerful medium to express emotion.
So alive, seems like I know you from another lifetime. Maybe you're in my DNA, you're in my DNA.
I think the topic of slow fashion, well, first of all, I have to say I'm really happy that people are starting to just generally be more conscious about things and talk about things and becoming sensitive about it. And I mean, I have to, and which starts with ourselves, you know, we all have to just be honest and start to look away from things. So I have to be honest with myself, like I didn't start to get interested in this subject maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. And I think it's just important that we're honest with ourselves, because everybody wants to make good money, but then nobody thinks about, okay, if you buy a shirt for $3, like how do you think people get paid so that you can have this? So we just have to be honest that we don't exploit other people just so that we can benefit.
So open your mind.
I'm buying more vintage these days, and I feel really happy about that.
Give me your lust, give me your pain. I can transform it, make it go away. See through your eyes, your hands, body liquefying, expand.
So actually this shirt I'm wearing is from my friend Sotogang from Los Angeles. So she did that and printed that. She's actually a tattoo artist. So yeah. It's also good to support like the businesses of your friends. Like she wanted to give it to me for free, and I paid it. I was like, no, you're an artist. I'm gonna pay you. So that's a true story.
I know you from another lifetime. You, baby, you're in my DNA. You're in my DNA. You're